Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shyzalosophy 101. Here is your host, Shyzabox. Oh, the show must be starting. Oh, we heard the introduction. Oh, that must be for us. Oh, thank you. Oh, get out of here. And the horse you rode in on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome nuns and all. That's right, priests, rabbis, bishops, cardinals, whoever, televangelists, writers, actors, actresses, waiters, waitresses, chefs, receptacle collectors, whoever. Welcome. We have got a show for you today. That's right, something to celebrate, because it's free. That's right. No one wants to buy anything nowadays. Because it's expensive, right? The point is that when we were thinking to ourselves, what is one good way, right, that we could go through and bring to light the aspects and components of what is, the more beneficial things of creating working demos and things of that nature that might have some benefit to it in the long run, right? Now, you might be saying that our working LimeWire-inspired music player, on the IPFS site is exactly what everyone would prefer to have instead, right? Okay? Well, that's already on there, okay? Our working Swarm Mesh demo tied with that makes for one hell of a Web3 experience, should you procure the right means and endeavors to enact which. Okay? Now, that being the case, all right, as we make demos, as we lay literal infrastructure on Web3 and do that of which, is in essence being some of the first stuff on there or whatever, because whilst other stuff exists, there's not a lot of it, and that of which you can find is definitely, hey, bro, what is this live? Well, this live is we're talking about how history can be fun in the future, right? That's right. You might be saying, history sucks. Well, a lot of people think the same. You don't have to be a big fan. Yes, hello and hi. You don't have to be a fan of history to appreciate the fact that, we all live and are a part of it, and have been and actively taught it, right, throughout our entire lives and existence from the moment of birth until everything. So this live stream in particular is how we've already made a bunch of working demos and games and shit. It's all on the IPFS, right? Go to the link in the descriptification. We already made this stuff. We're running out of stuff to make, so we're starting to use our talents. That wasn't a joke. We're starting to use our talents to make other stuff. So we made a demo of something that could be housed, theoretically, in something like a museum or anything like that, in a kiosk terminal, okay? It's a working schematic. Now it's unfact-checked, okay? Because we made it, as an independent researcher and a solo developer, party of one, right? It's not a joke. We're lonely here. We're not under an NDA. We're not signed with a mega company or anything like that. The thing that this one is about is letting everyone know, not only, obviously, as it makes its rounds and stuff, that the schematic and the blueprint is available for that of what the new demo is, okay? That's right. We discussed on stream a few streams back making a conceptualized manner to look at something like a crossbow, okay? And so in doing such, okay, we took it upon ourselves thereafter to actually make and structure out and, kind of configure the rest of the dynamics of which into a working apparatus and a working demo with which anyone can, venture in to check it out and, play around with it and this, that, the other, okay? So on the IPFS, this one is going to be located under the, kind of visual stuff, under a couple of the videos, right next to the audio section, okay? Right next to the Kalimba demo and the digital Kalimba demo and the, Granny's Mayo or whatever, the Mayo Mentals, right under that. Hey, right across from that, that's where you're going to run into and, find the working crossbow, kind of schematic something a little more historical, okay? We have games on the site. We have scientific tools on the site. We have a working swarm mesh demo on the site. We're running out of stuff to have on the site. Okay? I mean, well, we're not. We can put whatever we want to on it. We have our own sovereign micro blockchain. We can do whatever we want. Okay? We've literally made games with the community and put them on day of, okay? Joey's Meat Run. It's on the IPFS site right now. Okay? We made that, and day of with the community, got it up and running, okay? Web3 is the wild, wild west of the future, okay? Now, that's definitely something to celebrate, because as we have now a working LimeWire-inspired music player, okay, if anyone has that nostalgic aspect or component of their lives where they actually enjoy listening to music like you could in the old school days, all right, kind of uncentralized, well, we got that up and running, okay? It's on Web3, the Wild Wild West. You can go to the IPFS site right now and check it out. Not only that, like we said, we have a working swarm mesh demo. They go hand in hand. We're laying the foundation of the future, and these big companies don't even know what the fuck's going on, okay? You laugh. We're serious, all right? We see stuff like, and we talked about this, just the other day. We see things like companies, Vice and the like, have competitions and contests where you submit one song and, you can make $10,000, okay? That's fantastic. We love, $10,000, okay? We don't have $10,000. We peddle our literary wares on Amazon.com and Kindle of the Unlimited and endorse ourselves on live streams and things of that nature. That's how you got to do it, okay? You're a self-published author, independent researcher, okay? We have working demos. We have working theory, okay? We have working Kaggles, all open. Audit the hell out of us. Check behind us, okay? We open all of this stuff up and have it available. Like we said, we're running out of stuff to kind of put on there. We're not under an NDA. We're not working for a company of any, sustenance or anything like that. We take little pickup jobs and stuff. Like our buddy wrote his book and wanted us to make a game for him. So we did. Now, he can give it to his nieces and nephews. He can go on his little book tours that he puts on and stuff like that because, he's another entity that's working against this big system that's been put into place that, folks have, again, theoretically, this is all for philosophical entertainment, have the uphill struggle and battle therewith, okay? So as we introduce the infrastructure, as we introduce these working tools, that's right, to the Web3 environment and, as the general populace and public, which we are there a part of, that's right, as we're not bogged down by an NDA or any of these, kind of rules and restrictions that stop us from making software for whoever the hell wants it, right? That's right. Send us an email, put it in the chat, what you want, we'll make it. We got time. Yeah. Until someone shows up with a briefcase full of cash and it's like, hey, instead of making all this stuff for, people that want it to and making games day of on your streams and stuff like that, why don't you just make this software for us? And we'll be like, how much cash do you have? Yeah. We sell out fast. Yeah, that's something to celebrate. No, this show will always be free. Yeah. That's right, something to celebrate. Is it? Could be. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. Right? What does matter is that everything, right now, is up and running. Right? You can go have, your fun with it in any way, shape, or form. So, when we get a question that asks, what is this? What is this live? This live here is merely us saying that we got a working demo up for a, kind of schematic for learning over history, how the crossbow was, created and materialized and utilized and, conceptualized between different periods of time, different periods of history. So this live, when we're asked, what is this live? It inherently is just a fruition of something that we discussed on a stream that we bring forth now. It's up and running on the IPFS site. You can check it out. You can have, a little learning, kind of experience with it if you want. Or, you can not interact with that and stop and play any of the games on there, right? That's right. All that stuff's on there. Right? It's good old-fashioned fun. Okay? Web3 and the future of, in essence, kind of computational aptitude. Again, this is philosophical entertainment, so on occasion we need to be very careful with things that may permeate into the metaphysical or anything like that, right? You can never be too careful, all right, about how you might state something that can come back to really bite you in the rear end later on. You laugh, internet, because it wouldn't be your hiney getting, kind of chewed out. It'd be ours. Well, sure, you'd celebrate that, internet. Because believe you me, you love when other people have destructive failures. Make whole shows about it, right? Absolutely. You got people that will make reactionary videos to, just the complete and utter breakdown of breakdowns, right? Good. Makes for good entertainment, I reckon. Especially if you get a good commentator or anything like that, right? You can have some good old-fashioned fun. But as we sit back, the most important thing that we want to convey and what we bring forth and what is up and running now, all right, is the fact that you can see it right in the title itself, all right? It is a unfact-checked, okay, working crossbow learning simulation tool for a kiosk in something like a museum, or theoretically even a digital museum, all right, should someone want to make one, all right? Maybe you have a little medieval section or whatever and be like, hey, some dude went through and made a little crossbow demo on Web3. Look, we can add it to the little kiosk terminal in this, little room or something like that that people can navigate or engage in or anything along those lines, right? It's the making of these demos and tools, though, when you're not under an NDA, when you're not working for a company with oversight and things like that, that we as creators, as developers of sort, or as literary authors or anything like that, we want to be very careful about what we put out there as far as, anything that can be construed as negative thereabouts or ramifications that are negative be as a result to their release or anything like that, right? That's right. You can never be too careful. We put purposely unfact-checked, okay, in the working description of the demo itself, because as an independent researcher, there is no oversight, okay, to verify if what we say in it is true. Maybe a certain material wasn't used, all right, from ancient times of the crossbow or whatever. Maybe the Chinese didn't use bamboo. Hey, maybe our research was wrong, okay? Now, because it's unfact-checked, we need to reiterate that in the tool and the demo itself, all right? Until entities can agree and come together and start, kind of in conjunction, not only with us, but with anyone else who's developing for Web3, laying the infrastructure and foundation for things, until one can, really kind of come together and start bridging everything together. You got a lot of bits and pieces of, kind of Bitcoin-y crypto stuff here and there that, someone needs to do something with that you can do something awesome with, right? Point is that as we go through and as we state that the demo's up and running, and it is, or whatever, the most important takeaway from all of it, all right, as far as this is concerned, as far as us, even making mention of the demo again being kind of up, which we talked about a little earlier and such, but we did not reiterate the fact and go into the depth on the fact that it is unfact-checked, and we want to point that out and be sure to implicitly state that, okay, to make sure that, you don't take necessarily everything on it to heart, though we did our due diligence in that of what we did, okay, all right. Take it as a working demo, all right, and the conceptualization thereof, versus necessarily to heart, any takeaways that you would stake a claim on or anything, okay? Treat it as a functional apparatus or a demo, okay, for an educational type experience, all right, for a kiosk terminal, for something that could, make its way around, a museum peripheral or things of that nature, okay? There's ways to utilize some of these, technologies and demos and, ways to convey things in, the Web3 environment, right, that correlates and transmits nicely, okay, to an educational, basis and foundation that can tie into it, okay? Now, we got the games on there, okay? We got the demos on there, so we know that that's all things, but as we make now the schematic that's up and running for the mechanical crossbow on fact checked, needs to be implicitly stated because, we're making these swarm mesh demos, we're making these LimeWire inspired music players, okay? There's no oversight or anything like that that's trickling down on top, so, you kind of take it for what it is. Or, someone shows up with a briefcase and is like, hey, make this shit for us. Okay? The briefcase is filled with money, and they give it to us. Until then, we just keep making the stuff for whoever wants it. Okay? It's out there. Keep making it with them. Keep entertaining emails and correspondence on Bluesky and X, whoever wishes to, embark on any aspect or component of it. Hey, we enjoy it. It's good old-fashioned fun. But as we sit now and we think how history can be fun moving forward, we think of how, whilst we are taking a minor pause, should we say, and necessarily developing additional new apparatuses and components and demos, all right, we still want to go and touch up on the outside lying, negative little bugs or glitches in the, code here and there or whatever, and the other demos and things that are available, the other games that have, some stuff that needs another once-over glance at, and, a little tweak here and there, fix it up, makes it for better experience overall on the site. Nothing like, going to the site and having to, contend with being on either mobile or PC, one or the other, and having an issue with a game that doesn't play or something like that. It can be frustrating, might deter you from even checking out any of the other stuff that's on there. And believe you me, there's plenty of stuff on there. Okay? You can check it out should you feel like it, should you choose. But as we think that there's ways to do more than just games. There's ways to do more than just entertainment. There's ways to do more than just the music, the video, all that, all right, on Web3. And that is the academics and education, okay? As we have, we got one paper up now that's available on the site. The rest are placeholders for other things that are tending to themselves in the background, all right, that we mention of not more than in mention of. Right? Those placeholders themselves aside, all right, there's so much room for growth in the educational components and aspects of the site itself that's very exciting to us personally to start to, kind of develop upon and improve upon and make a little better, a little more accessible, a little more, entertaining and everything like that. Okay? Laying the foundational kind of infrastructure of a working demo, okay, along the lines of a historical, educational, learning environment type setup, all right, does pretty well wonders for conceptualizing then other things to do the exact same thing with, okay? Kind of a copy-paste environment, a copy-paste thing, almost like what happens in a lot of iterations of stuff you see nowadays. Okay? Not a lot of originality out there, not a lot of, Mayo mental grannies, music makers, coming on the market. We got one, but, that's because we're awesome. Point is that as we go through, as we develop, these endeavors and experiences, okay, to be more than just games, to be more than just, a glance over or anything like that, but something that can actually be an interactable artifact to exist on Web3. That's what we strive for, and that'll make for quite an entertaining experience overall. So we definitely wanted to get on, touch base with whoever should be, let them know that it is implicitly necessary to say that it is a unfact checked, okay, because no one's gone behind us and done all the historical accuracy, fact-checking, this, that, the other, all right, to ensure that even from the fun little kind of trivia questions and stuff that we throw in at the bottom of the schematics there, have anything of relevance to historical accuracy, okay? We could have got something wrong in the code. We could have miscopied a note. We could have misread something. We could have X, Y, or Z, okay? Accidents happen. That's right. Yes, fair. Typos happen, okay? We got littered, we got typos we found in a variety of our literary works and things of that nature, okay? The fact that we have the ability to very accessibly create ways to learn from, all right, what's brought into, the stratosphere of fun interactable artifacts and things of that nature, okay? As we progressively add more to the environment, add more to the corresponding works of merit that would, be in the same wheelhouse, all right? We got a functional kind of crossbow schematic demo here, but what else can we do? Motorcycle engines, leaf blowers, a basic, bicycle, something like that, a pulley system. I mean, the sky's the limit. Any of these, all right, can conceptually be implemented into the schematic format, okay, that we brought forth, and inherently, will house an entire educational, unfact-checked, okay, until someone wants to do the due diligence behind us ourselves, all right, and check up on stuff, all right, but, as an independent researcher, as a solo creator and things of that nature, okay, that wasn't a joke. As a solo creator, as an independent researcher, all right, there's only so much that we're able to, take upon and do ourselves without someone going back behind us and pointing out our mistakes, okay? That wasn't a joke either. We keep our source code open so that one can check our math. More than one, hopefully, okay, so that everyone can, okay? It's available to do such with, all right, because we don't hide behind any of it, and we present it for, whoever wishes to entertain that of which. Otherwise, sit back, have fun, kick it with us, should you choose. And we'll continue to have our chats, our discussions, our thought, our theory, okay? Our philosophical debate within the minds of our own debate of what philosophically could be philosophically, or philosophy, it doesn't matter. Point is that as we, venture down the paths of everything for philosophical entertainment, of course, even though a lot of our philosophy is working practice and theory, okay? And not theory, because it exists, which is weird. Oh, it's like we proved our theory. It's like we proved our theory and raised the price of the book to $250 on this one. Delectable's a beast. It's cheap in digital form. Just don't buy it physically. That's right. Unless you're rich. If you're rich, buy two. We get $1. That's right. To begin to showcase how history can be fun, how learning can be fun, how, when you think of, earlier we were talking about Star Trek Generations, okay? Don't Tell Me Tuesday. You think of correlating to the more recent Star Trek movies that had come out in the 20 whatevers, okay? You got who was it, Chris Pine, whoever, no, and then you got Spock, okay? The young Spock. You think to how the Vulcan kids, all right, were in these little learning pod areas and stuff like that, okay, and how they had their own lessons going on and how they were quizzed and interacting with, schematics and systems and things of that nature. Well, that is conceptually, when we make a schematic like the mechanical crossbow one that we have on the IPFS site now or whatever, unfact checked, of course, because no one went behind us, make sure our notes are okay and all of our findings are right, so we keep that in there, okay, to cover the bases. But as we have that stuff on there, we equate it to exactly almost that or whatever, like the future of someone being able to sit down at a terminal or a kiosk or, something along those lines. And yes, they have them already out and about now, right? Now, of course they do. But we're talking about being able to put kiosks, in the palm of one's hand. Okay? We're talking about being able to put kiosks in everyone's living room. Okay? We're talking about being able to put kiosks, okay, in the corner of even those kiosks that already exist. Okay? They can house themselves in themselves. Right? The future is now. Right? Yes, celebrate. Right? Web3 is already not only conceptualized, but it's implemented. It's, working. You can go do anything there with it. Yes, hello, and hi. Point is that as we go forward, as we go into that of the remaining part of the day, okay, round out as we, kind of refilter through the work on the plate that we still have ahead of us, the stuff that we're still working on, trying to fix up, all right, the directions and the goals that we wish to take, okay? As we sit down, start doing all of this stuff, all right, then we really start to begin to bridge together all of the components then of the outstanding things that, when fixed up, make the environment all the better. That's right. Be a better scroll, a better play, and a better ordeal for everyone involved. So, that answers us pretty much checking in, all right, laying out the knowledge that the working schematic and demo are up, okay, putting forward the still plan to pause and practice and pivot and fix up and, still correspond and work on, anything that is brought forward and forth, okay? But as we do move forward, as we do venture forth into that of the remainder and part of the day and everything like that, well, then we think to ourselves how, while we have the, unfact-checked, non-fact-checked mechanical crossbow demo up, okay, while we have now all of the placeholders filled, okay, there still is the lingering, things that we got to personally knock out, all right, and we should take notes of, and write it down, but we're not going to, okay? We should. We're not going to. That way we can eat our own words when we get back. Might give us something to ramble about how we should have written it down at one point. We'll go through, we'll tweak up these little bits and pieces that are missing, that are, unconnected, all right? We'll finish up the placeholders, we'll jockey some stuff around, and we'll start cranking out maybe another demo or so along the side of, just everything that's at hand, because all in all, it's just a giant functional, fun time, should one embark and choose to have it. So, as we come to a close on everything that we have to present forward now, okay, we think how history itself not only can be fun, all right, in the future, but foundationally, all right, if you were to correlate history being fun in the future, okay, you would wholly ascertain, okay, that the future is now. Okay? We are living history. That's right. What a philosophical thought to potentially leave you with. So, that's pretty much going to do it for us today. So, as we usually state and say, be sure that you take care of yourselves first. Okay? Take care of everyone else that needs it very, very much second. Okay? Take care of those who you love and maybe perhaps like more than us. Unlikely, okay? You know, you could. Take care of them third. Okay? But any other piddly scraps that you got left over, feel free to shoot our way. So as always, we don't want your subscription, we want your money. Downvote the shit out of this, go to Cashapp and give us a buck. Or go to Amazon.com or Kindle of the Unlimited and buy one of our books. Get off our lawn!